I'm with David Boafo on the back of the 2-1 win over Selston. David, there's two parts to this interview today, so we'll start off with the main one. What do you make of the performance from the team?
Yeah, I thought it was a very convincing performance. Like I said, I thought it was a very convincing performance. We switched things up a little bit, gave a few lads starts who haven't maybe had the opportunities that they would like, knowing that we couldn't really finish, in a playoff position or any lower. Still wanted to get the right result, and like I say, everyone we've got in the squad I believe in and can do a job, so that's why I decided to switch things up. And yeah, they all did really well. They did themselves a credit. The guys who came in, Cyrus, Charles for half an hour. Fitness played a bit of a part in his game, but yeah, I thought the lads didn't do themselves any harm. We controlled the game, I thought, for large parts. Obviously they went down to 10 men. Then I think you can take your foot off the gas a little bit, which I think we did. And them having a long throw and it was going very route one always gives them an opportunity, to get something out of the game. But yeah, I felt like we looked really solid. Could have scored a few more, had some good chances. But yeah, performance from the guys.
And this Selston side were quite a violent side. They were quite scrappy. Obviously the red card coming from a stamp on Yinka. Grant obviously ended up quite bloody as well after a tussle in the air. How did you deal with the aggressiveness and the physicality from the side?
I think before the game I'm always sort of drilling in, sort of a mentality not to expect anything. As a group, not to expect anything, and anything you get, you work for. So you get these kind of tackles and incidents in a game, but you have to hope that the referee sees it and deals with those scenarios. He did on some occasions today, and I think on some occasions he got it wrong. But yeah, the lads, didn't shy away. Grant takes an elbow, gets his eye split, but gets strapped up and goes again and shows the sort of desire and heart that is expected from the group. So yeah, we dealt with it well. We've got our own physicalities and strengths, so we never shy away from a battle.
And our two goals today coming from fairly unlikely sources. The more important one being Joe McLaughlin's interesting header. You subbed him on for Connor at half time, and when we did concede that early goal in the second half, you did say there were kind of fears of kind of what's happened, was this the right move sort of thing. And then him and Grant have combined and paid that off beautifully well. The way Joe's header went in, I think you alongside a lot of other people, there was a point where they thought, this has just gone over.
Yeah.
So see it then nestle in the back of the net, what was going through your mind?
At first, I'll be honest, I said, how did he miss that? But Joe, experience, he heads it into the ground, it bounces up, goes over the keeper and ends up in the far corner. So, like I say, Joe, you know what you're going to get from him. He's experienced. He's always going to be a threat in the box, and he takes it well. I made some changes at half time. I changed the shape as well, and then I looked at it again and thought, okay. Today, like I say, it was a bit of an experiment in terms of who I started and wanted to see different things. Like I say, knowing we couldn't finish any higher or lower, but still had every faith that the people out there could do the job. But then when it comes to the last game of the season, you still want to get everyone involved. That's why I made, changes at half time, changed to the shape. And yeah, it took the lads a little bit of time to adapt to it. And even more so, I reverted back to the original shape. And yeah, I think you have to be brave enough to know when you've got it wrong, or something needs tweaking, and I'm happy to do that. Take responsibility where I feel like I say, if I get it wrong, I'm never afraid to change it or go back on something that I've tried. So yeah, Joe takes his goal well. Grant comes in, he's got real quality. Been one of those players that a lot of people were ruling out early doors, and he's had a good season. So yeah.
And I think that's enough about the game for now, because I want to look at the season as a whole. David, this is your first season managing, and we finished in a quite respectable 8th position. Obviously, playoffs would be nice. This is why you're better now. This is why you're the better man in charge.
Keep it quiet, Dope.
But I think that is the thing.
Yeah, take care. Good to see you. Give him a wave. Nice one, Mick. All right, top man.
See you guys. That's the thing, is I could edit this out, but I'm not going to, because this sums up this club perfectly. It's a lot of characters who all get on with each other at a certain extent. David, your first season managing, there have been a lot of positives, few negatives, but this is for you to decide at the end of the day. What have you made of the entire gig?
You know what? I've loved every minute of it. I'll be honest. Like I've came out of coaching and managing in youth football, first season in the men's, adapting to having a position where you're having to make decisions, and I've played with a lot of these guys for many years. So even that element of having friends in football, but still having to go with decisions what are best for the team and not best for necessarily the relationship with those people. But yeah, I'll be honest, I said if we didn't make the playoffs, I'd feel like I've underachieved, me personally. And I do feel like the group that we've got have underachieved. And I've told them that, I'll be totally honest, I can put that out there. No individuals in particular, as a collective. But I do think, there's still lots of positives to take. Yeah, and this guy's over my back right now. He's one of them. Great man, head of football. Big Glenn. Up the Raddy! Up the Raddy. So yeah, like I say, there's loads of positives. I did have to spend a bit of time chopping and changing and getting the right balance and getting a feel for how I wanted the club to move forward in the direction of how we was going to do things, how we was going to train together, how we was going to grow together, how we was going to build together. And I think we've shown that in large parts, but we've just fell short, in certain midweek games, as you'll know, against some of the teams in the bottom half when the application or the mentality hasn't quite been there, and that's seen as not make the playoffs ultimately. But like I said, I'm very thankful for the opportunity. I'm at a great club. I've got a great group of players and a great committee and board and management team and media team. Like I couldn't be more grateful for everything that this club has done and offered to me this year. So I'm just looking forward to having a pre-season with this group, adding a few more components to the side and really looking forward to next season and going at it and making sure that we're in a position that sees us, right near the top of that table.
And I'm going to sort of sway away from my normal interview style just to kind of say on record that a part of me is upset that I'm leaving the club the way I am, because what I've seen from you and what I've seen you create from this squad, I'm excited for next season. And I think me, alongside a lot of other fans of this club, are expecting a lot of good things and hoping for a lot of good things, and we think you're the best person to bring it along.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, Rami. You've been top draw, mate. Honestly, the man behind the cam, always there, always reliant, always reliable, been a credit, and we're going to miss you as well. I know you've brought in backup, and hopefully he does half the job that you've done. So yeah, long may it continue. There's still a lot of work to do, but we'll get better. We'll go from strength to strength and up the Raddy.
Up the Raddy.